Hey everybody, let's talk about understanding your finances today. A lot of small businesses don't understand the basics of their finance and accounting and their money and how all that kind of stuff works. And this is really a bad situation because if you don't understand the money, you can't manage it. And the companies that don't understand their money are often the ones that struggle a lot because they don't understand the ins, the outs, what's going on, all those kind of things. So today I'm going to talk about a handful of really simple things that you need to understand. One of the first is your financial statements, your profit and loss, and your balance sheet. Those are the two most basic financial statements that you need to be looking at on a regular basis. I look at them at a minimum on a monthly basis. Sometimes I look at them more often, just looking at what's going on in the business. Looking at transactions and different things, expenses, just to see what's on there. You will be surprised if you just keep an eye on your expenses. Some things that pop up that you're like, hey, why did I get charged $75 for this when I know it should only be $28? And you may be thinking, look, it's not a lot of money. Is it worth my time? But there are often dozens of things like that happen in your business where you get billed the wrong amount. You get double billed, you submitted a refund for something and it didn't happen. There's all kinds of little things like that. And those are all dollars that flow through the business and should go to the bottom line, but don't because no one is actually paying attention to those things. How do you calculate your gross and your net profits? How are those things calculated in your business? What's the difference between gross and net profit? Those are little things that make a big difference in the business. How are those things happening? Another one is your loans. I talk to companies all the time that say, oh, well, we've got 3, 4, 5 different loans out there. And my question is always, well, how old are those loans? When's the last time you refied those loans? Well, we've had this loan for 6 years and 5 years. And what's the interest rate? And they'll tell me 7, 18, 20%. Look, you should be shopping loans about every 12 to 24 months. Now, I'm not your accountant. I can't give you advice on exactly what's going on in your business, stuff like that. I shop my loans about every 12 months in my personal life. Not every single thing, like my mortgage, I don't refi it every 12 months. But if I have any sort of other loan or different things like that, I'm always looking to see if there's a way to get a better interest rate or something like that. I had a client one time that I sat down and I said, well, how long have you had this loan on your building? And like, oh, we've had this one for 7 years, but then we took out an equity loan and we've had that for about 4 or 5 years. Then we took out this loan and there was 4 loans on their business. It was on their building and the total was about $4,000. I sat them down with a banker. The banker went through it and said, hey, we could consolidate all this and we could change it from a 30-year to a 15-year. And based on this, that, and the other, we'll get you down to a $1,500 a month payment. So from $4,000 to $1,500, I told the client, just keep paying $4,000, get it paid off even faster, right? So there's all kind of little financial moves like that you can make sometimes in your business that you're not thinking of. Another one of those is with your suppliers, talking with your suppliers and saying, hey, if I pay this invoice early, can I get a discount? Even if it's 5 or 10%, can I get a small discount to pay my invoice early, to pay it in full, whatever it may be? The same thing with your loans. I have clients that, again, I'll be going through their stuff and I'm like, I see that your payment here on this thing is $450, but every month you pay $550. Why is that? Like, oh, we're always late. Okay, so if we stop paying the bills late, you're telling me we'll save $100 a month? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How many of your bills are like that? And there's a bunch of them. And we'll look through their taxes. And I had a client that was always doing their tax filings late. So there was a late fee on their tax filings. They just budgeted that in. Like, no, we're going to get the taxes in on time. Let's get the taxes in on time. Let's save those late fees. So know your money, know your finances, know what things cost you. Review your finances and your expenses on a regular basis. If you don't understand your financial statements, get with someone, go Google it. There's probably 100 videos on YouTube about how to read your profit, loss, and balance sheet. So go learn those things. Dig into your finances. Don't be afraid of your finances. And if you have questions about your finances, ask. Whether it's your accountant, whether it's your coach, whether it's somebody else, ask about the questions you have, because your finances drive the business. Make sure you understand them and you'll have a better business. We'll see you next time.